Hello and welcome to Mind, Body, Sleep, the podcast for anyone out there who wants to understand and recover from insomnia using a holistic perspective. I'm Beth, Kendall, your host. Let's get started. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Mind, Body, Sleep podcast. My name is Beth. I'm a sleep coach for people with insomnia, and today's episode is for anyone who feels like they've hit a wall in the recovery process. Maybe things were starting to click and make a lot of sense. You were learning a lot and making some good progress, but then suddenly nothing makes sense anymore. So maybe you're feeling confused, overwhelmed, or like you don't know which end is up or what to think or believe. And if that's where you are right now, please know it is 100% normal. You're not doing anything wrong. In fact, this state of confusion is often the signal that something new is being reorganized beneath the surface. I have been there many, many times myself because I can definitely be a champion overthinker. There is no question about it. And honestly, I don't mind that part of myself, but how I relate to that state or what I make it mean, especially through my experience with insomnia, has completely shifted. And that's what I want to talk more about with you today. So let's dive in. Sometimes I'll hop on a coaching call with the client and they'll say something like, Beth, I am so confused right now that I don't even know what to think. I don't know if there's something I should be doing or not doing. And I just feel like I don't know which end is up or down or what is going on. And I don't understand it, Beth, because things were making so much sense. But now I just feel more confused than ever. And that's when I know that they're in the snow globe. So what do I mean by that? Well, picture your mind as one of those beautiful snow globes you see around the holidays. And inside is that peaceful little scene. And when the globe is sitting still, the water is clear and you can see everything easily. And that's how I think about our natural state of well-being. It's always there beneath the surface. There's nothing you need to do to make it clear. It's just inherently clear on its own. But then something happens and the snow globe gets shaken up. Thoughts start swirling everywhere and the water turns cloudy and suddenly you can't see things as clearly anymore. And this is what it feels like when we fall into a state of overthinking. And when you're in the snow globe with the snow flying all over the place, it can feel like everything you once understood is now completely out of reach, right? Confusion just sort of takes over. And of course, that creates its own sense of urgency. So what do? Well, we shake the snow globe even harder, of course. We start overthinking our own thinking. We seek out more and more information. We try to think our way out of the confusion. And without even realizing it, we stir up the snow globe even more. Because, like I said, when you're in that state, it doesn't feel remotely possible that the snow globe could settle all on its own, right? If anything, it feels like if you stop thinking, it'll only get worse. And it's for sure hard to believe that anything good could possibly come from such confusion and overwhelm. But here's what I tell my clients. First, what they're going through is normal. Overthinking is a natural human instinct, so no big deal. And second, the storm always passes. The mind is a self-correcting system, and just like the snow globe, it will settle all on its own. And personally, I used to think that overwhelm came from doing too much. But really, it comes from overthinking whatever I'm doing. So it wasn't the tasks or the actions so much as all the overthinking I was putting into whatever I was doing that was wearing out my battery. And the most powerful thing you can do when you're in this state is to just put down the snow globe and let your thinking settle on its own, because that's exactly what it's designed to do. But there are also some small supportive things you can do to ground yourself during these noisy periods of life. So sometimes that looks like stepping away from all the researching and learning. And I actually talked more about that in my last podcast. And sometimes the best thing you can do is just get back into the flow of your life and let the thinking fall away on its own. Getting around real people instead of internet people engages your senses and reminds you that life is happening all around. And sometimes it's reconnecting with nature that helps bring you back into the present moment. And here's what I've learned from working with so many people is the snow globe isn't the enemy, right? It's just a natural part of the process. Because once the snow settles, my clients will often say to me, I see things so differently now, or they'll realize something that wasn't available to them before. And maybe that's the point, right? Even in the fog of overthinking, something deeper is coming to the surface. Some kind of wisdom is trying to make its way through. As you might know, I love a good theory, and chaos theory embodies this concept beautifully. In chaos theory, systems can appear wildly disorganized, just like the snow globe, yet beneath that disorder lies an underlying intelligence. The exact same is true of nature. Nature can look messy and unorganized on the surface, but underneath, it's always moving towards balance. You could also apply the concept of polarity to this situation, because clarity is often preceded by confusion. Stillness is born from movement, insight from disorientation. These opposites aren't mistakes, they're a part of the same wave. So if you're in a space where nothing makes sense, or you're experiencing some bad sleep after having some good sleep, it doesn't mean that anything has gone wrong. It just means you're passing through a necessary phase of unlearning fear-based patterns. And when the snow settles, as it always does, clarity will return. So the next time you find yourself in a state of overthinking, remember, you don't need to fix the snow globe. You just need to set it down and let time pass. Until next time, I'm Beth Kendall, and you've been listening to the Mind, Body, Sleep podcast. Bye for now. Thanks for being here today. If you love what you heard on today's episode, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the podcast. And if you need more support with your sleep, join me in the Mind, Body, Sleep Mentorship. This 3-month one-on-one program will transform your relationship with sleep so you can get back to living the life that you love, free from the fear of not sleeping. Head on over to bethkendall.com for more details. I'll see you next time.